No. Come on, where is it?
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app here. Any chance you're missing a debit card? Let's get that taken care of for you. With ICCU's card control, you can turn any card off with the tap of your finger.
You got it.
And back on again. Out, 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 out. The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
Ooh, the gym. Old stomping grounds. Hank Patterson, fly fishing guide.
Riley Smith, tight end.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Hey, you wouldn't happen to be the kicker?
No, tight end.
Again, thank you. I'm looking for a kicker for Lithia Ford's fall kickoff sale. But you're not the kicker.
No.
Yeah, the kicker's probably taller. In a lot better shape. So, okay. What position do you play?
Tight end.
Squats. Yeah, try it sometime.
RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, is going all in this season with an all-star lineup. First up, he led the Broncos to 3 conference championships and 10 20-win seasons. It's Coach Leon Rice. Next, he's the founder and CEO of RowPaint.com. He played a little basketball in high school on the driveway with his mom. It's Andy Rowe.
Oh, no. Want to just paint my house?
Now that I can do. When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust RowPaint.com to get that job done right.
It's time for the Lithia Ford of Boise Postgame Show from Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the YouTube chat or Facebook comments, and we'll include the best ones on the show. Check out LithiaFordBoise.com to view their full inventory of vehicles, or check them out at 8853 West Fairview in Boise. Today's broadcast is coming from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of pre-mixed premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Now let's head out and join BJ Rains for the Lithia Ford of Boise Post-Game Show from Bronco Nation News.
Moving on with the exclamation point and the Boise State men's basketball team with a dominant 82-50 win over San Jose State tonight. We welcome you into ExtraMile Arena. We are live here on the Lithia Ford of Boise postgame show. My name is BJ Rains, and we're here to talk about this one. A lot to talk about. Probably won't be the longest show of all time, just letting you know. I got a full story to write, and it's already 11:16 at night. But appreciate you guys. We got 38 comments in the queue. We will get to those. But another really impressive win for Boise State, 82-50. Boise State, did what they needed to do in these 2 games. 2 blowout wins, 2 30-point wins, helping the metrics up to number 45 in the Ken Palm rankings, now in a tie for first place with Utah State, the only 2 teams in the conference now with 4 losses. We'll get to the conference standings here a little bit later in the show. But Boise State, how about that defense in the first half, holding San Jose State to 22% shooting? They led 38-16 at the half. They poured on in the second half, 82-50. Had a little bit of a scuffle. We got the video of that with Max Rice. We'll play that and discuss that. But Boise State, I was really impressed too, put the hammer down there late in the game. They're able to continue to pour it on and win by 32. And you saw that dunk there. That kind of helped with the computer metrics to put a nice exclamation point on this one for Boise State. So Derek wants us to stretch this to an hour. We'll see what we can do, Derek, but you're not the one that still has to write a story after this. So again, 82-50 the final. You had Tyson Degenhart with 15, Abo and Rice with 14, Omar Stanley with 10, Roddy Anderson with 6. But how about the bench tonight? 23 points off the bench. Super impressive. That's 41 points the last 2 games from the bench. So super impressive. You had 7 from Cam Martin, 5 from RJ Keene, 7 from Whiting, 2 from Young, 2 from Meadow. I thought the bench was very impressive in this one tonight. But again, I get it. It's San Jose State. They're not good. I understand that. And man, do I feel bad for Tim Miles. This team is not good. But Boise State did pretty much exactly what they needed to do. Nathaniel says a heck of a great W. The dunk by Kobe, chef's kiss. And let's see if we can play that one more time. Nice pass, by the way, from Cam Martin. That dude can really pass. And that was the exclamation point that made it 82-50 on that one. And as Jordan says, nice way to end the game. 4 technical fouls. We'll get to that. No foul shots. Yeah, you don't take foul shots when you have offsetting technical fouls. So that was kind of 2 and 2, and that was about that's kind of how it works. There's no technical fouls, and the layup had gone in for Boise State. So at that point, it was San Jose State's ball. That's why. Thought there, number 23 was doing a little kicking. We'll have to check the replay. Yeah, we do have that. We'll get to that. Amy was jawing with the bench and coaches after the pull down. Should have got a T2. I think he did. He did get a T. He was one of their 2 players that got a T. So I thought I thought he did get one. Jason says can't stand Utah State. Wish San Diego State would have pulled it out. And Boise State really has nobody to blame but themselves. That game that they could have won, it went to overtime. Lost the game to Utah State. If they had just won that game and hung on, Boise State would be in sole possession of first place right now in the Mountain West. But unfortunately, Boise State was, couldn't make that extra free throw or 2, lost the game in overtime. That's just a really tough loss. You'd be sitting pretty right now. You'd be 10-3 in conference, and you'd be sole possession of first place and looking good. And it really does stink. But that missed free throw by Omar Stanley and that late bucket that sent you to overtime really may end up being what costs you a Mountain West title at this point, because I don't see Utah State losing many more, if any, games, and Boise State would have to run the table now potentially to clinch a share of the Mountain West title, and then Utah State would still have the tiebreaker with a double head-to-head victory. So it's going to be extremely hard for Boise State to win the title at this point. It's just the reality of it. But hey, to be tied for first with 5 games to go, certainly that is the position that any team would like to be in if you're Boise State. So we are going to hear from Leon Rice. We're going to hear from Chibuzo Abo. We're going to hear from RJ Keene as well after the game. So it was nice that we were get a chance to talk to RJ Keene after the win tonight. But again, sole possession, probably not going to happen at first place unless there's a surprising loss. I guess in the final game of the season, you could hope New Mexico maybe could find a way to win there in Logan, but I'm not expecting that. And that's with Boise State running the table just to get a tie. So that would be having to get wins against New Mexico and Nevada at home, which I think are certainly possible, but it's going to be much tougher on senior night there in San Diego to go on the road and get a win there. So certainly going to be a tough stretch here for Boise State. We'll talk about the Wyoming game coming up. That's going to be a tough one as well. Oh, appreciate that. Thank you very much. We got some other it's going to be tough, no doubt about it. But I think that the Wyoming game and then Air Force, and then you have those 2 home games. But Boise State at this point, try to get as high of a seed as you can. Try to solidify yourself for the NCAA tournament. And Nathaniel says going to have to get them in Vegas. I'd be okay with that. I don't have I know some people are a little nervous about them, but I certainly think Boise State could, a neutral court could beat Utah State. I don't think they're unbeatable. I mean, they had them beat here at home pretty much, and so I don't think they're some unbeatable team by any means. RJ Keene, so glad to see him on the floor. Yeah, he finally got some minutes and played really, really well. Jeff Linder, by the way, going to join us Friday at 9 a.m. Friday at 9 a.m. with Jay Tuss and I. Jeff Linder is scheduled to join us live. But now that he was ejected from the game tonight against Nevada. I never saw what happened. I don't know if you saw it, Jaden. I think it was on a commercial break, they said, when he got ejected. So I never saw any video, but and I'm not sure which ref got him either. But if you want some must-see TV, maybe Friday at 9 o'clock would be Jeff Linder on Bronco Nation News as of now. Cam Martin, can you imagine how good he would be if he wasn't playing through his injury? Wow. Yeah, Cam Martin has been playing really, really good of late. Probably get a 1-game suspension. I mean, if they didn't even eject him from the game, I don't even know if they're going to look at it or suspend him. So I don't know. Stupid that San Jose can start the Tech Fest, get possession of the ball. Again, it was offsetting technicals, so you just kind of play on, and Boise State had scored after that. So right before that, Boise State had scored. So that's why you had to have San Jose State take the ball out. Props to the coaching staff on the non-conference schedule, paying dividends now. San Fran, St. Mary's, North Texas, very good. No doubt about it. Let's see what else we got here. Dominant result tonight. Huge game looming at Wyoming. Yeah, that's a scary game. No doubt about it, a scary game. But the way Boise State is playing right now, 30-point wins in each of their last 2 wins, you got to feel pretty good about Boise State going into this one. Leon trusting, developing his bench has really been awesome this season. Team's red hot right now, just in time for March. Yeah, I mean, let's remember they are playing 2 of the worst teams in the conference, but to win, by over 10 points above the spread in both games, 24-point win against Fresno, now 32 against San Jose, really impressive. Really impressive with Cam's minutes. RJ and Jace played well as well. Yep, Utah State probably clinched to share the title. Yeah, I probably agree with that. Like I said, it's going to be super tough because I just don't see them losing very much the rest of the season. You look at what Utah State has left, and it's just going to be really tough to see a scenario where Utah State probably loses. They've got Fresno on the road, Air Force at home, San Jose on the road, and then New Mexico at home. So maybe San Jose State gets hot from 3 next Wednesday. We'll have to see. And again, you have New Mexico at home, but they are on the bye right now, so they do not play this weekend. So Boise State could win Saturday in Laramie and then officially be back in a first-place tie against and then they play Friday. They play Tuesday and then Friday, and then so we'll see what happens next week with Utah State. But yeah, they've only got 4 games left. And it's at Fresno, at San Jose, and then home to Air Force, home to New Mexico. So Utah State's looking like they might be 26-5 going into the Mountain West tournament and playing extremely well and on a nice little win streak here. So Jaden Finch, appreciate you, man. Make sure you guys check the highlights that we'll be playing here shortly and also putting up on the YouTube channel. Our Jaden Finch doing an outstanding job as our student intern from Boise State helping us out. And happy to say thanks to your subscriptions and your supports. Jaden Finch will be heading to the Mountain West tournament. So excited to be able to send Jaden down there to help us out. And that's due to you guys and your support. So thank you for that. And we'll be having some help down there at the Mountain West tournament. But fortunately, he's not 21 yet, so he can't get into Circa. That kind of stinks. I feel bad for him. He's staying at the D, but can't come to the pool party because he's not 21 yet. But he's doing an outstanding job helping us out, and we're very appreciative of what Jaden is doing. And up late tonight on a school night, he's got class tomorrow at 9, so we appreciate him. Listen to the audio. That's funny. I think Max yelled, "Screw you, BJ," as he was being pulled down. That's pretty funny. I hope you guys know there's no actual beef with Max Rice. Like I said at the time, didn't appreciate being called out. Facts are facts, and I don't think me or Jay would have done anything differently on our side, but we moved on. It's over, and I have no issues with Max Rice. He's a heck of a player, and he's playing very well right now. He's shooting almost 50% from 3 in his last 6 or 7 games. He was 4 for 9 from 3 tonight, 5 of 10 from the field. I will say this, he only took 1 shot that wasn't a 3, and he played well and had 14 points. And so I think that folks that were maybe some of the detractors and stuff talking about Max Rice, some of it was, hey, maybe not shooting as many 2s, shooting more 3s, and lo and behold, it's working out that way. What do you know? So in 29 minutes and 32 seconds, Max Rice was 4 of 9 from 3, had 14 points tonight. So a really nice, impressive game for him. And when he gets hot from 3-point range, man, it's fun to watch. And so nice game for Max. And again, what is that, Jay? 6 games in a row, or the last 6 games, he's 50% from the field, or last 7 games, Jay Tuss says he's almost 50% from the field from 3 in his last 7 games. So what's that? Oh, and he's doing that 50% from the field or from 3 while also making about 4 threes per game as well. So he, again, 4 for 9 tonight, and it was a super impressive. Nice game for Max, and yeah, there is no beef. So happy for Max, and I'm sure we'll talk to him at some point here. Other than his radio interview with Johnny and Prater, he hasn't done any media since then. So we'll talk to him at some point here, but no issues with Max Rice, and let's hopefully folks can stop commenting on that or putting that to bed here. Ken is glad he was retiring watching from Tennessee. Yeah, late night there in Tennessee. It's almost 12:30 in the morning, so we appreciate you for watching. Mountain West champions in football and basketball would have been wild. Again, not over. I mean, they can clinch a share of the title by winning out. They still control their own destiny. That's just asking a lot. You'd love to find a way you would have loved to have found a way for Utah State to have lost tonight, and then you could have gone, maybe won the 2 home games and gone to San Diego with a chance to clinch the share, even if you lose. But again, you need Utah State to somehow slip up. And again, we've seen crazier things happen in football. Crazy things can happen in basketball. You just need Utah State to lose one more game. And you're right there with a chance, I think, because I don't think you can expect Boise State to go undefeated the rest of the season. But Jordan says we'll win that second championship in Vegas this school year. Just watch. There you go. Just too many home games. And again, I know Utah State fans kind of say this is sour grapes, but don't forget that Utah State only played UNLV one time this year, and they only play Nevada one time this year. So they really I don't think the league expected Utah State to be very good. Nobody did, really. And they obviously have had a tremendously awesome season, but they don't play in Reno. And you're looking at 4 losses and saying, oh man, I wish they had 5. Kind of convenient. They don't have to play in Reno this year. And that's a nice spot for them to avoid having to go play this year. But you could say the same for Boise State. Not having to play at UNLV this year is probably a benefit for them from that standpoint. So it is what it is, but I do think that the schedule kind of benefited Utah State a little bit this year, but that's the way it goes. And we'll see if they end up going to 20 conference games down the stretch here. But Creamy Cold Boise says, hey, Boise State is still around the table. Not out of the question. No doubt about it. I just think putting all your eggs in the basket and needing a win at San Diego State is not exactly what you want to do. I certainly think they can win the next 4 at Wyoming, at Air Force, and then home. The home games against New Mexico and Nevada won't be easy, but I certainly think those are winnable games. That last game at San Diego State is certainly going to be tough, and that's not ideal to need to win that game to get a share of first place in the title. But make sure you watch KTVB. Brady Frederick does an outstanding job. He just finished a video package looking. No, I didn't. It's a cheeseburger. You want one? You want it? Go for it, man. I don't want it. You want one? Take one. They gave me 2. I don't need. Go for it. You want it? Go for it. There you go. They one of the nice perks of being the last people here while they're cleaning up is the extra food from the concession stand they sometimes bring by. So we had a couple burgers here, and I just gave one to Jay Tuss. So when he asks for a raise next month and doesn't get one, he got his cheeseburger. So he is good. One game at a time. We got Love the bench production. Good to see you tonight, by the way, Kareem the Dream. Your gift card is on the way. Let's see what else we got. Tyson's stat line somebody is asking about. By the way, we are going to have a Tyson Degenhart show 8 p.m. tomorrow night. 8 p.m. tomorrow night. We will have a Tyson Degenhart show. We don't have a guest scheduled, I believe, due to some conflicts. So we need your questions. So bring your questions, the most outlandish questions you got. Think of a list of questions and bring them for Tyson Degenhart, 8 o'clock tomorrow on the Tyson Degenhart show on Bronco Nation News. His line tonight, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, an assist, and no turnovers. And he was 7 for 8 from the free throw line again. So that's 19 made free throws in the last 2 games for Tyson. He certainly get him a fake ID. It's Vegas. I don't condone that. Come on. But if we could, we would. I would love to. Even our friends at Circa won't let him in, unfortunately. Let's see it. Dent and New Mexico will take down Utah State on the 9th. Remember, I said this. That would be amazing if Boise State loses and then the next night, or Boise State wins or something happens, and the next night on the final night of the season, New Mexico goes to Logan and wins to give Boise State a share of first place. That would be incredible. Jason had 79-51. We'll have to look, but that's within 3 or 4 total points. Jason, you might have won the Taco Bell gift card. We'll see if somebody else got closer, but I'm not sure if they did. We're 1/3 of the way to the full hour strong start, BJ. Yes, I am trying to stall for you guys. We'll see what we can do. But I do have a full story to write here as well. Love seeing Jay Trust out there tonight. Just bring RJ on the show again. Maybe we can. We should ask if we can get RJ to come back on. He was great, and I just think they're trying to keep the guys focused. I'm not sure during the season if they want to have players come on, so we'll see. Jay Trust deserved that burger. He did. Still on pace for Mountain West Player of the Year, in my opinion. That's going to be tough. Love Tyson, but I just think that might be a little tough. I think Jaden Ledee is going to be tough, and then Grant Osibor or even the point guard there for Utah State. Both are going to have strong cases if Utah State wins the league. I think Ledee is an All-American candidate and probably a Player of the Year candidate as well. I certainly think Tyson has probably moved back into first team All-Mountain West consideration and probably should be on the first team at least, especially if Boise State finishes tied or near the top of the standings, but just not sure unless Boise State somehow wins the league. If Boise State wins the league, you could probably make a case, especially if Tyson has 5 big games here down the stretch. Grand Tetons is asking about the points in the 14 points. I had a note here. Appreciate Nate Lowry from the Boise State Sports Information Department. They gave up 19 points to CSUN last year in the second half, and they gave up 14 points to San Diego State in the second half in that 42-37 game in 2022. And then they gave up 14 to Wyoming in the first half back in 2019. This was only the 4th time in the last 6 years that an opponent has been held below 20 points and a half by Boise State. So again, that's Nate Lowry from the Sports Information Department looking that up. So again, only the 4th time in the last 6 years Boise State held an opponent below 20 points, and they had 16, I believe it was. You said 14 there, Tetons. I think they, or I guess he didn't, but they had 14. They hit that bucket right near the buzzer to get to 16, but super impressive half for Boise State. So we'll continue to take your comments. We'll continue to take your questions, your thoughts. We'll check them out in West Standings. Let's hear from RJ Keene and Chibuzo Abo, though. So we'll take a quick 90-second timeout. Thanks some of our sponsors. Go grab another Cutwater. Go grab some more Taco Bell, and we'll take a quick 90-second timeout, and we'll hear from Chibuzo Abo and RJ Keene right after the break. Don't go anywhere. This is the Lithia Ford Boise postgame show from the Cutwater Studios here at ExtraMile Arena. Our title sponsor, of course, rowpaint.com. Boise State wins this one 82-50 over San Jose State, a second straight blowout here at home. We'll hear from RJ Keene and Chibuzo Abo in 90 seconds here on Bronco Nation News. All Bronco Nation News broadcasts come from the Cutwater Spirits Canned Cocktail Studios. Check out one of their more than 30 flavors of premix premium cocktails at your local gas station or grocery store. Cutwater Spirits, perfect for your next game day tailgate party. Our title sponsor is rowpaint.com. For all your commercial, industrial, residential painting needs, check out rowpaint.com. Don't forget about their concrete coatings. Transform that ugly concrete slab on your back patio in your garage in just one day. Contact rowpaint.com for a free estimate today. The official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our title sponsor at Bronco Nation News is rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union's been helping members achieve financial success for more than 80 years. There's an ICCU branch on almost every corner, but the closest is in your pocket with free eBranch mobile and online banking. See why more than 500,000 members love ICCU, and join 1 in 4 Idahoans by making the switch today at ICCU.com. Since 1984, Ridley's Family Markets has prided itself on being a hometown food and drug store that employed value members of the local community. Ridley's Family Markets has 13 locations in the state of Idaho and many more in the surrounding states. Download the new Ridley's app to your smartphone, get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line, and find a location near you at shopridleys.com. Former Bronco Matt Bauscher is once again the number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley. No home is too big or too small for Matt and his team. Let them fulfill all your real estate needs at BauscherRealEstate.com. And we're back live here on the Lithia Ford Boise post-game show from the Cutwater Studios. More than 35 flavors of premix premium cocktails. Make sure you pick one up at your local gas station or grocery store. Derek says Cardenius with 0 points and 4 turnovers. Let's take a look. He played 26 minutes. He was 0 of 6 from the field. And again, 4 rebounds. He did have 3 assists, but you're right, 4 turnovers. He was minus 14. This is one of the best point guards in the Mountain West. So that was very astute to point that out, Derek. I'm glad that we mentioned this, but he came in averaging over 13 points a game and over 5 assists per game. One of the best point guards in the Mountain West. He had been dealing with the flu. I don't think he was yet 100%, but he did not score tonight. And how about Myron Amy Jr. again? He had 25 in the first half, 30 against Boise State in San Jose back in January, and 21 points tonight. He got going a little bit from 3-point range there in the second half, and second game in a row where the opponent, hits 10 threes, or this would have been an even bigger margin. It was 32, but it could have been a 40-point win for Boise State if San Jose State doesn't hit 10 threes again tonight. There to start the second half, they were just kind of banging a couple in there to kind of cut the deficit to 20, but credit Boise State for pushing it back out and finishing strong and getting it to the 32-point margin. So ton to get to, but let's not waste any time and get to some players here. RJ Keene meeting with the media. He had 5 points tonight on 2 of 5 shooting. He got 13 minutes of action. He was plus 15 tonight, had an assist, a rebound, a steal, 5 rebounds, actually. RJ Keene had 5 rebounds, 1 steal, and again, 1 for 4 from 3, but 5 points for him. Chibuzo Abo also had a nice game tonight. He was 5 of 10 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, 14 points for him. Let's hear from Buzo and RJ Keene speaking with the media after the win. Buzo, these last 2 games, you were kind of favored by a lot. You kind of did what you were supposed to do, but I mean, just to have 2 huge wins like this and get rolling a little bit, how's it feel?
I mean, obviously it's good for the metrics, so that's good. But you can't take these games for granted. Like, these are really good teams. Good teams can lose these games any night of the week in the Mountain West. So just glad to get it done. Well,
what does it say about you guys coming off a tough week? You have the bye, and like I said, you did what you were supposed to do, even more so. But I mean, to have that. To do that and not, have a trap game or let them hang around for a while in both games. I mean, what's that say about you guys?
I think it just shows our focus, and we know the things that we want to achieve, and to get these games over and done with, and by big margins is a big thing for us.
You guys pride yourself on your defensive effort. Was that first half one of the best defensive efforts you guys have seen all year?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. I just felt like we were really connected out there. Our talk was great, and just guys really competing hard and just playing hard.
Buzo, early in your career, you had to be a little patient. How do you relate to RJ, and what do you think of how he did tonight?
I think he's handled it way better than I have. I think back then, I would have pouted a little bit, but that's not RJ at all. RJ comes to practice every day with a great mindset and just smiling and happy, and he competes hard, and he got the chance to show it today, like we all know he can play.
RJ, how good did it feel? What was your favorite moment of the night for you?
My favorite moment was definitely the win, because we grind all week and we go try to win this game. We know every game's a tough game in conference play, and we're a 6-bid league, and every night's a dogfight.
How good did it feel to get a couple buckets the other night, man?
It always feels great, but that's what I do. When my number's called, I'm always going to be ready and just help our team win.
Well, what has it been like? Obviously, you had significant stretch where you didn't even see the court. To finally start to get back out there. How have you tried to stay positive and battle through this?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I think I had like 7 DMPs, and then just making sure you stay focused. And I call my family every day, and that kind of helped me get through all this. And Leon just emphasizes to me, stay ready, stay ready. Like after every game, I felt like he was coming to me saying I was going to put you in. And then just mainly having that focus on when your name's called, just be 100% ready and give your team your all.
What did change for you the last couple of games? Were you showing in practice you deserved to play, or why do you think the last couple of games you've gotten a little more time?
We came to that stretch where we lost 2 games, and I feel like Coach wanted to go switch it up a little bit. And I was giving my all in practice, and I had some good stretches in practice too. But I've been having good practices all year. It's just, I guess, you just want to call my name, and I was ready.
That 17-2 stretch in the first half when you guys really took the lead, the bench had 9 points. Just to get involved early when the game's still tight. What's that mean for you guys?
It means that we're a close-knit, connected team, that the bench can be involved like that. And we showed in practice. We have a good team chem, and we're all together, and we know what each other can do and what each other can't, and we get our good guys and great shots. And it's fun. It's smiles on our faces, the bench is excited, and we play really good together.
So that's 23 bench points tonight. That's 41 bench points in the last 2 games. You guys had games early in conference where the bench didn't even score. To get 41 points the last 2 points, how big was that, and how much are you going to need guys like RJ here down the stretch?
Oh, that's been huge, and that's just the process of practice too. These guys come in every practice and compete and get better. So when they get the chance to show on the court, it's great, and we're definitely going to need them down the stretch for sure. So the bench has been big for us in a couple games, but we're definitely going to need them more. And just like RJ stepped up today, I think a lot more guys are going to too.
Buzo, 2 complete wins for you guys this week. Just how important is it this time of year for you guys to really start keying in on everything?
Yeah, it's a long season, but I think we're locked in. We understand where we want to go, and we got a really important stretch coming up right now. So, we still got a chance to win this thing, and that's what we're aiming for.
You guys shot better than 50% from the field the last 2 games. What's been key to kind of the shooting success lately?
I think just guys getting reps up. Before and after practice, there's always guys shooting, early before practice and late after. So I think it's really just the reps. It's always going to show when you're putting in the work.
So it seemed like there in Logan, you were a little hesitant to shoot at times, and we've seen you be really aggressive. And maybe I'm wrong, but it just seemed like you were, a little hesitant to shoot in that game, and obviously struggled in both those games on the road. To come back out in these last 2 games and hit, several threes and be more aggressive, what kind of changed for you, or what was going on there on the road?
People have been guarding me really hard, just trying not to let me shoot. So I was trying to utilize my shot fake more, but I realized that's not really how I'm successful. I'm a shooter first, so if they're really close and get a hand up, maybe shot fake a couple of those, start driving. But until it's really contested, I'm not going to shot fake as much. So that's where my mindset was the past 2 games before that.
There was a little scuffle there at near the end of that game. What was your angle on that there, Buzo? And when you guys came out, you guys kind of dropped the hammer after that. Finishing the game.
We know what we want to get done, and we didn't want to lose any guys, so we were just trying to separate our guys and get each other huddled back. But stuff happens.
What's your guys' thoughts on going to Wyoming? Kind of a tricky game there. We've seen Colorado State, Nevada already go up there and lose this year. You mentioned this is a key stretch of the season for you guys. Key road trip here, and you guys are obviously tied still for first place in the loss column. How big is these next 2 games?
Huge. Wyoming is not an easy place to play. It's kind of a trap game. The altitude is definitely a factor too, so we got to be prepared physically and mentally when we go in there and just be locked in.
All good.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I was on mute. Sorry about that, guys. RJ Keene and Chibuzo Abo meeting with the media after Boise State wins this one again, 82-50. We got folks starting about the OC from Liberty, now Spencer Danielson following him. I love how that's journalism now, and that's kind of what we have to go on, right? I don't blame you for putting that out there, Sky. Who knows if there's any truth to it? But nowadays on transfer portal and everything else, it's like, oh, who's following who? And, oh, this guy started following this guy. Maybe he's going to start coming, transfer to Boise State or whatever. So maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's not. I don't know, but I wouldn't put too much stock into that just yet. But I don't know anything about that offensive coordinator from Liberty, so we'll see. But again, 23 points from the bench tonight for Boise State. You had 18 points, I think it was, in the game against Fresno, so that's 41 points that Boise State has scored from the bench in the last 2 games. And again, I know these metrics and things, and fans last game were getting a little upset why they didn't empty the bench earlier in the game. But a 22-point win is not as good as a 32-point win. I know that seems obvious, but for the computer metrics, like, that really does matter. And so when that scuffle happened with Max Rice, maybe we can talk about that. I got the video here we can play. But when that scuffle happened with Max Rice, at that point, Boise State was, I got my notes here somewhere. Boise State was up at that point when that happened with Max Rice. Where was that at? It was a Roddy Anderson bucket. 7:14 to go, maybe. Does that sound about right? 64-37 with 7:14 to go. Roddy Anderson scored, and then Boise State just put the hammer down, and at that point finished the game and won by 32. So, again, they had a chance there up, 20, 25. They could have let them come back and win by 18 and still would have thought it was a nice win, or you could have pushed it and do what they did and won by 32. And they're now up to number 45 at Ken Palm. So that was a nice jump for them. Utah State is only at 40 at Ken Palm. So the metrics now say Boise State should win by 8 at Wyoming. We'll wait till that factors in Wyoming's loss tonight to Nevada. But as of now, Boise State expected to win their next 4 games. Boise State projected to win by 8 against Wyoming. And I think right now, if you told Leon Rice he'd win by 3 against Wyoming, he would take it. There's no style points in that game. I don't care what it does to your metrics. You just win, baby, when you go to Wyoming. The Air Force game, they're projected to win by 9. Not as nervous about that one, just because I think Boise State matches up pretty well with them. But you never know. You got to play well there at Air Force too. But a huge road trip coming up. You win both these games. You come home for a 6 p.m. game against New Mexico. You could have a sellout crowd. That could just be a lot of fun. They're projected by Ken Palm to win by 1 point in that game, and then projected right now to win by 3 against Nevada. So the next 4 games all projected to be wins. And we all said going into the conference season, 13-5 is going to be enough to get you in the NCAA tournament, and they can win the next 4. They'll be no worse than 13-5, even if they lose at San Diego State, which right now they're projected to lose by 7 at San Diego State. But that's really all you need to do. Win your next 4 games. win at Wyoming, win at Air Force, then come take care of business at home, and you're playing with house money at San Diego State. I know maybe you'd have a chance with a win to clinch a share. We'll see what's on the line from that standpoint. But in terms of the NCAA tournament, I think if you can just win your next 4 games, you are 100% dancing, which would be a remarkable accomplishment for this team to go dancing 3 years in a row. Chug the beet juice and get the W. I'm sure they will be. Chugging the beet juice. They do that now. Every road game, actually, kind of a tradition they started. They used to just do it at Wyoming and just at Elevation, but they now do it at every road game. It's funny because I've been in the same hotel as them a couple of times, and I see Tyler Whitmer, the trainer, setting up the little beet juice there in the lobby, and it kind of looks like they're all chugging, a swig of wine before they get on the bus. It's kind of funny. I've seen people kind of give them a weird look at that when you just see that sometimes the cups they use, it looks like, a half a glass of wine there. And there was actually one game where they had an extra one. I think it was Nevada, and I took a shot of beet juice and they won. So although I think I did it at Utah State too, and it didn't work out quite as well. But kind of a cool little tradition they have. They take some beet juice, a little shot of beet juice, and before they play on the road, and it's worked more times than not for them. All right, let's play this. You know what? I want to let's. All right, we'll talk about. We got to thank a few more sponsors. We need to hear from Leon Rice as well. But let's go ahead and play this play with Max Rice here and talk about it. I'm going to mute this. We'll play it and see what we have here. Here goes the shot. Max Rice kind of gets pulled down, and then you kind of miss some of the action, and there's Max Rice on top of him. I don't see any punches being thrown there. Again, we miss a little bit of it, unfortunately, as the camera was watching them go down the court. But let's see if we can get another angle here. So the shot goes up. Max Rice, as you see right there, Cardenas, it looks like kind of pulls him down right here on the bottom right of your screen. I'm going to take off this graphic for a second because that would help us see it a little better, I think, if we took that off. I'm going to go back just a tad. And then you see as it goes here, Max Rice gets pulled down by Cardenas right there. We lose it for a second, but when we get back in here, right there, you got Max Rice trying to get up, and he's still kind of being held down. I don't see any punches thrown there, so we'll see if there was something earlier. I know somebody said they thought they saw some punches thrown, but Max Rice certainly was upset about that. But a veteran officiating crew, they were able to take a look at that, and they decided that it was offsetting technicals, and nobody needed to be ejected, and that was that. So we'll see what happens after that. But number 23 was kicking. Again, Rice should have gone LeGarrette Braun him. Okay, well, if Rice had done that, he would have been out for the next game against Wyoming, which wouldn't have made much sense. So I think Max actually wanted to probably, but restrained himself fairly nicely there to be able to keep that from happening. Omar got the technical. Derek's asking about Omar's technical. I think once they separated it, if you play it off a little more on the TV broadcast, Omar said something to one of the players that was walking by, and the ref was right there. So I don't know exactly what it was said, but if you would have kept the video rolling as the teams were trying to go back to their benches, Boise State's coaching staff was trying to hold their players back a little bit, and it looked like Omar said something, and the referee was standing right there, and that was enough. That was enough for the T there. So I don't know what he said or what happened there, but that looked to be the case. We're going to hear from Leon Rice in just a second. He had some nice comments after the game. First, do want to remind you and thank you about a couple of our sponsors. Lithia Ford of Boise. Check them out, lithiafordboise.com. View that full inventory of vehicles. You can do what the Raines family did. We went online, picked out 2 vehicles we liked, 2 different trucks, and went in, knew which ones they were in the lot. We're ready to test drive them and pick the one we wanted, and we were on our way. So you can do all your research ahead of time. And the Raines family is certainly happy with our F-150 from Lithia Ford of Boise. And again, they got 5 NIL deals, so support them. Saw Jim Sturk at the game tonight, and they're big-time sponsors and supporters of ours. So please thank Lithia Ford of Boise next time you head. And do what Chris V did. If you do purchase a vehicle from them, please let us know that the advertising is working, and that's why you purchased a vehicle from them. Taco Bell, you looking for a job? They'll hire you, and they'll pay you half your shift wages the very next day. So TacoBellWorks.com, the SON Management Group, Nicolason family, check them out. They're supporting student athletes at Boise State with commitments of hundreds of thousands of dollars in student athlete scholarships. And again, they're hiring. So get more information at TacoBellWorks.com. blueandorange.com. Saw Travis Hawks at the game tonight as well. The blueandorangestore.com. Free shipping, any order over $40 if you're looking for some Boise State gear. And again, we'll hear from Leon Rice in his post-game press conference here shortly. But if you're looking for shirts, jerseys, hats, NIL gear, bumper stickers, car flags, you name it, an entire store dedicated to Boise State gear. They're on the second floor of the Boise Town Square Mall next to Pro Image. Or again, free shipping, any order online at the blueandorangestore.com. And transcompservice.com, if you're looking for a job, they are hiring. Transcompservice.com, they're the best. So check them out. Transportation Compliance Service, transcompservice.com. Let's hear from Leon Rice. He spoke with the media after the game. Boise State wins it. Let's hear from the head coach, Leon Rice.
Well, especially that last 15 minutes, man, we were flying around. And, you know, like I said, I said this last game, I've seen that in practice, and we're doing a better job of continuing. You know, sometimes you see things like that in practice, and then it takes time where it's showing up consistently in a game. And I think that's where we're improving. Our defense is making some strides. And, you know, our defense is so it's so about the team defense that you got to have all five guys clicking on it, and one guy messes up, and you know you're gonna have holes in it. But what we did in the first half is we played so hard that when we messed up, it didn't matter. You know, because you're gonna have mistakes, but you got to be able to play through those mistakes. You got to play really, really hard, and when you do that, you can cover up anything. And I thought, you know, they had a few open guys, and you know we had active hands and deflected the ball and got a steal and got us running a little bit.
These last two games, where you guys could have just expected to win and come out and maybe won by 8 or 10 and felt, hey, we won the game, whatever. But to win in the fashion you did and play as well as you did, all-around game in both these games, what's that say about you guys?
Well, you know, you went to both of these games when we played a month ago. And, you know, if you saw us against those two teams a month ago, it didn't look like this. And so, you know, and I know though it's hard being in their shoes going through February when you had some tough times and some sickness and all that stuff. But I also it's a combination too. I think our team's getting better, and when you're getting better in February, that's a really good sign. And you know, we just got to continue. You know, we did those at home. We got to take that on the road now. That was terrific, and you know I've said this before in here about Kobe and about you know Cam and all the different guys that you know maybe like RJ, he's helped us early in the year, helped us a lot in St. Mary's when Max was sick, and he has just been a grinder, and you know he's not playing because he's not good enough. It's just the guys in front of him have been playing really good, and we've been clicking. And you can't play a ton of guys all the time, but you're going to need those guys, especially with the games we have coming up. And I'm just so proud of the way he shows up every day and works and positive attitude. And you know, it'd be easy to feel sorry for yourself, and you know, it's hard not to play. They want to play. All these guys want to play. So really proud of him, and he brings something. You know, he brings some different things. You saw he's a great cutter. And so, you know, it was calculated. You put him in with Cam and you get a lay-in. You want good cutters with Cam because he can get them lay-ins. And, you know, I thought RJ gave us a boost in that first half.
Just the bench in general. I mean, in that first half when you guys really took the lead, they played a crucial part.
They did.
I mean, it seems like a long time ago since we were questioning you about when is the bench going to perform. You know, how they really, how proud are you of the way they've stepped?
I'm proud of the persistence to be here now, you know, because like I said, it would have been, they weren't performing to that level, and they just kept grinding and working, and they get better, and they're showing up every day, and they're getting rewarded for it, you know, and those practices matter. And I try to pay a close attention. Our minds aren't made up, even though it's February. And I know how valuable those are. And the other thing, the reality of our sport is you're one turned ankle away from they have to win you the game. You know, that's the way it is in basketball. And so they're growing, and they're getting better and better, a lot of those guys.
You mentioned the last game against San Jose. You scored 78 points, but you only had 4 guys score last time you played them. And
you're right.
You had 82 tonight, but 10 guys score, and again, 10 shots was the most anybody took. And
yeah.
The balance again tonight.
Right.
How
nice was that?
Yeah, and we came out a little bit thirsty. I don't know, just we weren't doing our thing good enough, and I kind of got after them in the first time out, and they responded. Man, these guys respond, and man, we played the right way defensively, and we played the right way offensively for the rest of that half. I mean, to go in 38-16. And we missed a couple in transition there. It could have been even a couple more, but no, really proud of the way the guys approached this, and it was a great week for us.
There were a couple of responses that stood out to me. One you just named. The second one kind of happened later in the game. It looked like Max got in a little scuffle there, and then it almost seemed like kind of refocused and galvanized you guys for the final 5 minutes of that game.
Yeah, it did. It did. And they're credit to San Jose. They didn't quit. They were playing and they were making shots, and we had to guard them. And you saw when we screwed up and didn't guard them a few times in the second half, maybe more than a few, they made you pay. They're a really, really good shooting team, and if you mess up on them, they're going to make you pay. And you saw that a lot in the second half, and so maybe that got us going a little bit.
Kind of like Max got broke down. Did you see what happened there on that?
I didn't get a clear view, and those games can be hard because officials don't want to over officiate, and then the two guys are going at it, and if you don't call it early, then it can escalate, and I think there was some of that. But both those guys are just great competitors, and I think both of them were fine. Both move on. It's not a hard feelings thing. I think it's just two pretty scrappy, tough guys not wanting to back down to the other, and it escalated a little bit, but it, didn't escalate beyond just a little hockey night in Canada.
They came out in the second half and started hitting their threes, and it seemed like, despite the fact that you guys had the 22-point halftime lead, you still had to kind of keep matching with them.
No doubt.
What was behind the 3-point shooting for you guys to match?
Well, we were a little. We let a few. We didn't have as many good offensive possessions in the second half because, we got pretty aggressive from the 3 line, and we always have a saying: we like the 3, we love the rim, and we were loving the 3 there a little too much in a lot of those possessions.
This is a good time to follow that up. Max, over these last 7 games, is shooting he's shooting about 50% from 3. I think he's making 4 threes a game over that span too. How impressive is that from him over that span?
Yeah, no, he's and the thing that I always say that if you get him good ones, he's going to make them, and he's making some tough ones too. But it's the game management, it's the steals at crucial times, it's the making the extra. Like, I don't know if he get credit for it, but he made some unselfish where he was a little bit open, he could have probably shot, and he got Buzo a couple threes, and that's what's making us good because, like you said, the balance. Both him and Buzo almost had identical. 5 for 10, 4 for 7, 5 for 10, 4 for 9, and then the rest of the guys, was spread out in the right way. Nobody tried to get completely their own. We looked like we had some really, really good possessions where we moved the ball, made the extra unselfish thing, which that's who we are.
With 5 games to go, you're in a 2-way tie for first place now. I mean, I don't know if you'd have taken that if I'd offered it before the season or not.
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah.
Just we'll probably be asking this after every game, but just to be in this spot right now with 2.5 weeks left in the season, how does it feel? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we don't. I mean, we do know what's going on around us, but we've been pretty laser focused on the next one. But yeah, absolutely, that's where you want to be, and. We fought to be in this position, and a lot of grind and a lot of great wins. And I mean, when you think about who we've beaten, there's a lot of impressive victories in that group, and so it almost seems like we're the ones being forgot about and overlooked and not talked about, which is fine. That's great. But when you look at our resume and what we've built so far, with the number of guys that have been in the top 25 that we've beaten on the road, we've beaten in neutral courts, and we have some quality work that we've done, and when you look up and the dust settles right now after where we are, we're right there, us and one other at 4 losses, right?
So how big is, I know you'll maybe think about this tomorrow,
it's huge. You know, we've been thinking about, you know, I mean, we know what's ahead of us. This is you know, I mean, it's one of the toughest places to play in the country. No ifs, ands, or buts. And if you're not, and if Linder's got a team he really likes, and they got a lot of weapons, and they got inside, outside, they're you know, they beat Colorado State there. They've had some good wins there. They've played really well. It's going to be tough sledding in Wyoming.
You guys get 8 offensive rebounds and 15 second chance points. It's a pretty high batting average, it seems, to, you know, grab that many offensive rebounds and then.
There it is.
Right?
Can't.
I stole it from you this time.
Yes.
So what leads to that success, though, when you use that second chance?
Yeah, that you know, our persistence on the glass is pretty good. And tonight we won by 15 on the glass. Is that what? My eyes are bad. Yep. So, yeah, and to get those 8, and we got them at crucial times too. You know, they'd hit a 3, we'd miss. We got an offensive rebound, kicked out, and made a 3. You know, we answered their 3 kind of. So those were huge for us, and I think that's where you know, perfect world, you keep fresher guys out there. We're better at going to the ball, and you know, that's where being able to play more guys helps.
I know you're never content, but to be this time of the season, teams are going one way or the other.
Yeah.
You need back-to-back 30-point wins at home.
Yeah.
What does that say? What do you have to do to
Well,
accomplish that this time of year?
like I said, the break came at a great time. The character of this team is so great. It's, you know, we're having fun at practice in February. Not many teams are doing that. And we're competing, we're coaching them hard, they're playing hard. It's been just a joy to coach these guys. And, you know, if anyone's a little tired, the whole team picks them up, and including coaches, and that's why we're winning. We have great character in that locker room, top to bottom, everybody, you know, our managers, and everybody's doing their job at a high level. I mean, the scout team, you should have seen the scout team light us up yesterday, and we were guarding like we were today. And they made us better yesterday again. You know, they did that with the other games that I talked about, and I'm telling you, those guys were on it. And we were guarding, like I said, maybe better than we were here because not as many fouls are called in practice, and we couldn't stop them. And I was like, man, if San Jose makes these shots, I don't know if they can make them for 40 minutes, but that gets us better, and that's what I've seen in practice.
There he is, Leon Rice, speaking with the media. We appreciate him. Again, Boise State wins this one 82-50. You guys challenged me to get this to an hour, and this just means I love you because I have a full story still to write, and I'm going to be here way longer than I thought tonight at 12:04. But we've got 8 minutes to go, and we'll see what we can do here. I've got a way to fill a couple of minutes for you. You want to watch some highlights? How about some highlights? Let's watch some highlights thanks to Jaden Finch. I have no idea what this looks like first half here, so I'll see what the plays are with you. A nice pass there. Omar Stanley, first time he gets rejected, but gets the offensive rebound and scores. Again, Boise State got up early and kind of just rolled in this one. Max Rice, one of his 4 threes, and that was quite the swish. Right there, didn't touch anything. That was the thing of beauty for Max Rice. Roddy Anderson in the lane here. Cam Martin posting up. Nice move from Cam Martin. Again, he had 7 points, I believe, off the bench tonight. 4 assists again. He continues to play well. And nice pass there. R.J. Keene with the layup. One of the 4 assists for Cam Martin, one of R.J. Keene's 5 points. But here's Keene in the corner. Bang. There's the 3 that we have liked to have seen from R.J. Keene and know that is in there for him and possible this season. Nice to see him hit that. Chase Whiting, a nice little finger roll and layup there. Boise State, again, had a 17-2 run, and a lot of that came from the bench. The bench really helped fuel that run there in the first half. Omar Stanley with another bucket right there. Stanley on the interior, he finished with only 10 points, but he had 8 rebounds, played 28 minutes tonight, thought he did what he needed to do. Chibuzo Abo, good to see him be more aggressive and get going tonight. He was 4 of 7 from three-point range. He had 14 points. We heard from him earlier in the show. And Max Rice again there in the second half. Again, 5 of 10 from the field in 29.5 minutes with 4 of 9 from 3. So Max Rice only took 1 shot all game. That was not a 3. And that is a pretty strong recipe for Max Rice to have success. We've been saying pretty much all year. Abo hits another 3 right there. Loved his aggressiveness tonight. And Rice, why not another one? There you go. Again, 4 for 9 from deep for him. He also had 2 assists and a steal, had 3 rebounds as well. Abo again from the corner. This was pretty early in the second half. That put Boise State up 52-27 at that point. Degenhart with the up and under. That made it 54-32. Boise State was up 22 at this point. Why not another one from Rice? 25-point lead for Boise State at this point, 57-32 with 12 minutes to go. Another nice move from Tyson Degenhart. Stanley with the putback makes it 59-37. Roddy Anderson, nice ball movement there. Abo again. 8:01 to go. It's 62-37. That's right, 62-37 at this point. Nice ball movement there from the Broncos. Tyson scores there. That put Boise State up 29 points at 66-37 with 5:28 to go. Nice and one there for Roddy. Another nice kind of quiet, solid game from Roddy Anderson. Only had 2 turnovers, had 4 assists, 3 steals, and 6 points. What do you know? Another nice pass from Cam Martin. Again, he had 4 assists, finds Chibuzo Abo right there. Jace Whiting gets into the action. He hit a 3. This made it 75-47 at this point. The rout is on. 23 points again from the bench. Cam Martin there, another nice little turnaround. Really good to see him playing well with the shoulder injury. And Andrew Meadow getting involved. And then let's finish it off with the dunk, the final play. And again, another nice pass from Martin. Kobe Young slams it down, and that gives Boise State the 32-point win, 82-50. And again, the Broncos get 23 points from their bench. They played really well. They won the rebounding battle by 15 tonight as well, 39-24. Boise State had the rebounding edge. And let's see what other stats we got here. 16 assists on 29 buckets. That's pretty impressive as well. 14 of 17 from the foul line. You know, San Jose State only took 5 free throws tonight, so 17-5 advantage at the free throw line. But San Jose State was just jacking up threes. They jacked up 28 threes out of their 55 shots, so they weren't really trying to get to the paint there. But again, they didn't call a lot of fouls in this game. 15 on San Jose, 11 on Boise State. I thought the refs, for the most part, Michael Irving, Alandis Poole, and Michael Greenstein, pretty much let them play. Derek says 83 people watching at 12:07 a.m. We're actually at 103 if you count Facebook and Twitter as well. So still over 100 people watching this at 12:09 a.m. No other Mountain West fan base, still up live post-game coverage. BNN is unmatched. Who has it better than us? Appreciate you. If you are, maybe we should do some sort of like telethon at some point and see how long I can keep a show going, but you have to subscribe if I hit a certain number, because it's 12:09 and I've still got a full story to write and some other stuff to do. So we'll probably be here in ExtraMile Arena till about 2 in the morning. But if you're enjoying the coverage and you're on the fence about subscribing, we would love to have you subscribe. BNN 50 deal is the promo code. It's only $50. You get a full year of exclusive columns from Mike Prater and myself, and a daily email, and some exclusive shows and some other stuff. We're thinking about doing some stuff for the spring game, where the post-game show for the spring game is subscriber only. So some of the shows are going to start to go to subscriber only. The only way to get in is with a subscription. And again, $6.99 a month if that's better for you, or $50 for your first year at BNN 50 deal. And Jay Tuss is still calling me. I don't think he knows I'm still on the air. Jay, you're now on you're on speakerphone, and they can hear you on the show here. How you doing, man?
I just wanted to say that what a game by I think everybody should run out and buy this jersey. Big time effort. They get at that dangerous team coming up in March.
You heard it there from Jay Tuss. Jay, thank you. I don't know if that means I have to pay you more now for coming on the show here, but folks. Are you home yet? You still working? What are you doing, Jay?
Putting together a look live for the morning show, so we're gonna get out of here pretty quick, though.
All right, man. I'm glad to know I'm not the only one still working tonight.
No way. Burn the midnight oil. You know how it goes.
There you go, man. There you go. So Jay can now check off another post-game appearance for his contract by popping on. Jay, we appreciate you, man. We're going to end the show here shortly, but always appreciate talking to Jay. And there you go. Random phone call from from Jay Tuss. So how about that? Live call-in from Jay. Yeah. I guess he was calling in because it was a telethon. That's pretty funny. He must be watching the show. That's hilarious, actually. So, yeah, if you can subscribe, we'd love to have you. BNN 50 deal, BroncoNationNews.com. You can sign up. It would be awesome to go to bed about 2 in the morning and wake up about 6:30 for my kids to get them to school and see that we have a few new subscribers. So we would love to have you if you can subscribe. Don't forget, by the way, a couple more plugs. Rains at BroncoNationNews.com for the pool party. It's coming up 3 weeks from Friday. We'd love to see you there. I get you free entry if you email me. No cover charge. It's free, and you don't even have to stay at the hotel. You can come hang out with us. Rains at BroncoNationNews.com if you just email me, and we would love to we got another person calling in. People are just calling in on the telephone. I don't know. It's pretty funny. I don't know who that is. I probably should take it, but I'm not going to right now. We're getting more calls here at midnight, folks wanting to call into the telethon. So that burger is cement level still. I'm not having it, Jordan. Yeah, that burger is that someone else can have that thing. We're not having that. But yes. Join us for the pool party, RSVP. We'd love to have you. The golf tournament as well. Keep that on your radar, May 31st. Save the date. If you played last year and you want back in, email me and we'll save your spot. Otherwise, save the date and we'll put regular admission tickets on sale here in the near future. But appreciate all you guys. I think we made it. Did we make the hour? I think we did. We're at an hour and 37 seconds. So you all told me to go for an hour. And I did it, and you just cost me another half an hour of sleep because now I need to go write a story, but I do it for you guys. I appreciate you. I love you. Thanks for watching. To have 100 people still watching an hour post-game after a San Jose State game at 12:13 in the morning is pretty friggin' ridiculous. So thank you, guys. Appreciate you. And the best part is I will talk to you in 8 hours and 47 minutes. John Mallory and I will be live at 9 a.m., 8 hours and 47 minutes. We'll be live again to do this again with John Mallory tomorrow at 9 a.m. So appreciate all you guys for checking us out. Nice win for Boise State, 82-50. They went up in the Ken Palm numbers. I don't think the net rankings have been updated yet. They don't get updated right at midnight. They're usually sometime overnight. They have not been updated yet. But the Ken Palm numbers have. Boise State is up to number 45. I would suspect them to move up 4 or 5 spots probably in the net ranking, and they came into the day at, I believe, number 42. So Boise State could get into the 30s here, 38, 37 maybe in the net rankings after a nice win like that. So that'd be nice to move up into the 30s in the net ranking. I think 35 is the season high. So we will see if they can do that maybe in the next 2 games. But big win for Boise State. They got a huge road game at Wyoming, one of the biggest games of the season. It's going to be a super tough game, and they just have to survive in advance. Just find a way to win the game, and we'll talk about that Thursday and Friday. And again, Jeff Linder scheduled to join us on the show Friday at 9 a.m., assuming he still wants to after getting ejected tonight in Reno. But appreciate you guys. Fun time. Always appreciate my Bronco Nation News family. You guys are basically my extended family. And so tell your friends, subscribe if you can. BNN 50 deal. Again, we're offering you an entire year for just $50. And, we're going to both these road games, Wyoming and Air Force, and it's a pretty expensive trip because it didn't make sense to fly back and turn around and fly back. So we're staying on the road. We'll have some coverage from practice, I believe, on Monday. But full pre- and post-game shows from Laramie and from Colorado Springs coming up on Saturday and coming up on Tuesday. So if you're able to subscribe and help us out, we would sincerely appreciate it. At a minimum, if you can at least give us a like on the video down here and give us a YouTube subscription, that's free, and that'd be great as well. So thank you guys for all your kind words. Another fun show, another nice win, and let's keep this thing rolling. I can't wait for Vegas. The conference tournament is going to be amazing, and it's going to be a lot of fun if Boise State can keep on winning here down the stretch. Again, the Broncos 82-50 over San Jose State, now tied in the loss column with 4 losses with with Utah State. Utah State and Boise State tied in the loss column with 4 losses for the top of the Mountain West standings. Right now, Boise State would be the number 2 seed, I believe, in the conference tournament, with those 4 losses due to Utah State having the tiebreaker over them as well. So I got a full story to write, going to give my thoughts on this one. And again, earlier in the season, Boise State was up 9 against down 9. It's getting late. Down 9 against San Jose with 9 minutes to go. Came back and won that game. And then they were down by like 1 or 2 and late with 2 minutes to go against Fresno. And Chibuzo Abo hit a huge 3 and they won that game. So those were on the road, but that was earlier in the season. And now you flip it to here in Boise and back-to-back 20-plus point wins. Super impressive last 72 hours for Boise State, for the computers, for the metrics, for the wins, for the conference, for momentum, for confidence. All around, just a tremendous 72 hours for Boise State. And now the fun really starts going on the road to Wyoming and Air Force before heading back for some monster home games against. I can't wait, man. That New Mexico game, if Boise State wins the next 2, if they win against Wyoming and they win against Air Force, you got a 6 p.m. game against New Mexico. This place should be sellout. It should be absolutely rocking. It should be the best atmosphere of the season, or it better be, if Boise State is able to take care of business in these next 2 road games. The 9 p.m. Nevada game for senior night, yeah, that stinks. We'll worry about that for Tuesday, but there's no excuses. 6 p.m. on a Saturday. If they win the next 2 against New Mexico, that could be an electric special night here at ExtraMile Arena. So thank you to all of our sponsors, rowpaint.com, all your painting needs, residential, industrial, commercial, you name it. The concrete coatings there from rowpaint.com. Highly recommend them, and they're our title sponsor, so please support them if you can. Again, thank you for watching the show tonight. Appreciate all your comments, for staying up late with us. We made it an hour and 5 minutes. The challenge came my way, and the challenge was accepted. So I might be regretting you guys about 6:30 in the morning when I'm waking up on 3 hours of sleep. But when you wake up, you can read my full article at BroncoNationNews.com on this win. And then, as I said, we'll be live now in 8 hours and 42 minutes. 8 hours and 42 minutes. We'll be live again at 9 a.m. John Mallory and myself breaking this thing down, looking at the Mountain West standings. You got New Mexico and Colorado State playing tomorrow night. We'll break that one down as well. But if you missed any of the interviews, Leon Rice, Chibuzo Abo, RJ Keene, those are already up on our YouTube channel. The highlights are up on the YouTube channel. And yes, the lights are still on, but barely. They are almost done cleaning this entire arena. I don't see much trash left. They're cleaning it, and they're probably getting ready to shut them out here pretty soon. But we got a story to write. We got some work to do. No rest for the weary here at Bronco Nation News. So thanks again for your support. Get some sleep. We'll talk to you in about 8.5 hours. 9 a.m., John Mallory and I back on Bronco Nation News Live. So again, final score. This will do it. Lithia Florida Boise post-game show from the Cutwater Studios. The final score, Boise State taking care of business 82-50 over San Jose State. Have a great rest of your evening, and we will talk to you in 8.5 hours. John Mallory and myself on Bronco Nation News Live, signing off from ExtraMile Arena. Wake up and read my story. That'll be posted as well. Again, nice win for Boise State, and that'll do it. Lithia Florida Boise postgame show from Bronco Nation News and BroncoNationNews.com. Good night.